Stranger Things 5 is less than 70 days away as the time of recording. I thought about this video because these kids in these teasers, especially the first one, the date announcement way back at Saddam, always has me wondering because I think that some people are probably over exaggerating how big of a role that they are going to have, but they are still going to have like a role. They're not just going to be like some background characters for a one-off scene. Like, they're going to play some part. I want to give some speculation thoughts on what I think the role can be. I want to start off with this. Technically, I don't know if it's relevant to these kids in particular, but one of the first shots that we see in that trailer that came out on July 16th is of a bunch of kids in this bunker of sorts with like lights flickering. Maybe they originated from there. Maybe that's when we first see them. But I think the safest bet, and I think what some people would say is the most likely, this is probably the classmates of Holly Wheeler, the young sister, of course, to Mike and Nancy. And I think that they're gonna probably get intertwined with the plot whenever Holly vanishes, which is also a theory in itself. We don't know what the episode title is for 2, like who fills in the blank. It's Holly likely, but it's not confirmed. So until then, like, that's still gonna run as a theory. Now, these kids, though, I'm just curious what kind of role they're going to play. And specifically Derek. He has an entire episode named after him. Episode 3 is a Turnbow Trap, which is very conveniently, right? It's right after the episode of The Vanishing of Blank. If that turns out to be the vanishing of Holly Wheeler, then the episode after that is on another kid, which maybe he's also in her class. The Turnbow Trap, Derek Turnbow. So there's a lot at stake here. There's a lot of different multiple factors that go into this, but long story short, I think that we have maybe a couple of these kids, not going to be too much, but from what this shot right here, we see Mike literally shielding them back from some potential danger. You also see Joyce in the back holding her son Will, but we also have these 3 kids outside of just the other main characters. So you have Derek, which I've mentioned. You have this other kid. He looks like, honestly, he reminds me of a young Will a little bit with like the hair and everything. And then we have this girl with the glasses and stuff. Some people, when this first date announcement footage came out, I remember that they were basically like saying, is this Susie? It's not Susie. Trust me, it's not Susie. It would be cool. I do think Susie will play a role in season 5, of course, but that is not her. Don't worry. It's not. That's a completely different character. It's a completely different girl. And we have probably those just being the classmates of Holly. So who knows? Maybe even like in the second half, like volume 1. I feel like volume 1 is really going to answer a lot of stuff, of course. But then volume 2, maybe, who knows? The kids don't have that much of a role in volume 2. Who knows? Because I feel like a lot of what we've seen so far anyways is just very volume 1 heavy, which I'm glad, just for the sakes of suspense and, no spoilers and all that stuff. But the kids have always been probably one of the biggest questions going into the season based on the footage that we've gotten, because they are very uncertain, and they are technically a new batch of characters. Are they maybe the upcoming generation of the D&D gang members? Maybe they're going to like have a spin-off with them in the future where it's maybe those kids that we focused on with like Holly, maybe Erica too, because she's still like young enough for that, around their age bracket. I think Erica's like, I want to say like maybe 3 years older than Holly, something along those lines. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say. Let me know what you guys think down below about these kids. I'm just really curious what their plot is going to be, but they are clearly involved, the main characters. And we even have Derek in another shot, of course, which is Joyce wielding her axe. You see Derek on like a second floor almost within his own barn. And then you of course see Robin, Will, and Erica in the same shot as well. So much to dive into with that. I'm really curious to see, looking back on this video too, and just seeing where they actually end up, what their plot is. Maybe some of us are completely wrong, and maybe some of us are secretly just on point. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this very short discussion. But I'll probably try in the future to make more extensive videos with more of an emphasis on certain things, like breaking things down. It's just this one, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am rushing this one a little bit because of circumstances. But guys, Stranger Things 5 is so close. It is so close, and I cannot wait. The merch is actually dropping on October 5th, which I'm really excited for, at Target, I believe. Is like a bunch of Funkos are dropping. I will be there on day 1. All right, guys, hope you're having a great day. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.